Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tom or Gummy, and today we are back with another video. Again, today we are doing another Minecraft story mode character. Today we are doing female Jessie, or the main version of female Jessie. As I mentioned before, there's 3 versions of male and 3 versions of female Jessie, just to give you that extra bit of customization, I guess. But yeah, this is the main one, and this is the one I'll be showing you how to build. If you want the other two, and you want the other two male ones, then let me know and I'll consider doing them. But what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to focus on the main characters after this, such as like the other characters in the game rather than the different versions of Jessie. And also stick around because the Five Nights at Freddy's Halloween update just came out, and that means some awesome statues are on the way. But yeah, anyways, apart from that, hopefully you enjoy. If you do, definitely consider leaving a like, subscribing if you haven't already. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you in the tutorial. Okay guys, so first off, we're going to start off the video by listing off the blocks you'll need. I'm warning you, it is quite a lot of blocks. So, here we go. You'll need black stained clay, brown stained clay, spruce planks, oak planks, hardened clay, light grey stained clay, light blue stained clay, light blue wool, cyan stained clay, stone, white wool, red stained clay, pink stained clay, white stained clay, cyan wool, blue stained clay, quartz, yellow stained clay, light grey wool, block of gold, green stained clay, and also lime stained clay. Okay, so if you want to pause there, grab them blocks into your inventory, that'll be great. And yeah, it's quite a lot. Okay, so what we're going to start off by doing is placing 1 black stained clay, 2 brown, 2 black, 2 brown, 1 black. That's an 8 long line. Essentially, for the legs, we got to place another 11 layers like that, because the legs are 12 tall and 8 wide. So we got that 8 wide, and now we're just working on different layers. So the second layer is 1 spruce plank, 2 oak planks, 2 spruce, 2 oak, 1 spruce. The next layer is 1 spruce, 2 black stained clay, 2 spruce, 2 black stained clay, 1 spruce. The next layer is 1 hardened clay, 2 light grey stained clay, 2 hardened clay, 2 light grey stained clay, 1 hardened clay, and the next row is 8 hardened clay. Okay, so right now it should be 5 tall, 8 wide. It should be looking like this. If you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. And we're going to move on. So next layer is 1 light blue wool, 2 light blue stained clay, 2 light blue wool, 2 light blue stained clay, 1 light blue wool. Next row we need our blue wool. So it is 8 blue wool. And it should be looking like this. It's 7 tall right now. The next row is 1 blue wool, 1 light blue wool, 4 blue wool, 1 light blue wool, 1 blue wool. The next row, we need our cyan. We're going to be doing a lot of block swapping because there's a lot of blocks. We need 1 cyan, 1 light blue, 1 cyan, 2 blue, 1 cyan, 1 light blue, 1 cyan. And the next row is the exact same. Cyan, light blue, cyan, 2 blue, cyan, light blue, cyan. The next row is 3 cyan, 2 blue, 3 cyan. And the final row is 8 blue. And once you've done that, you have completed the front of the legs. So it should be looking something like this. If it's not, I definitely suggest you pause and go back in the video and see where you've gone wrong. And just to prove to you, the floor is Y5, the top of this will be Y17. There you go. So it is 12 tall, 8 wide. And again, this is a good opportunity to pause and catch up, or if you're already caught up, we can move on. So this is where things get slightly complicated, and it's quite detailed here, so definitely pay attention. So what we're going to do, on the left side and the right side, we're going to build up 1 using blue wool. Then what we're going to do is get our white stained clay, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and 4 to the right, off these blue wool. So essentially what we're doing here is just marking out where the hands are and where the arms start. So that is the bottom of the arms, and this part here is the body. So we're going to work on the body first. Okay, so in continuation of where we were, we got this blue wall here. Next to that, we place one light blue, 4 blue, and 1 light blue. And then, of course, we've got this 1 blue here, which should connect and make a row. So that's the 13th layer. The next row is 1 blue wool. Whoops. Then we've got 1 blue stained clay, which looks awfully purple if you ask me. 4 light blue, 1 blue stained clay, 1 blue wool. That's the 14th layer. Next row is 1 blue, 1 light blue, 4 cyan stained clay, 1 light blue, 1 blue. Next layer is 1 blue, 1 light blue, 4 cyan, 1 light blue, 1 blue. So it's the exact same as the previous layer. Okay, this row is slightly different, so we're going to have to change up our blocks here. So you'll need stone and light grey wool for this. There we go. So the first block is light grey, then we've got light blue, then we need our 1 cyan stained clay, then we got 2 stone, 1 cyan stained clay, 1 light blue, and 1 light grey wool. Again, just backing up so you can pause if you need. The next layer is 1 light grey, 1 light blue, 4 stone, 1 light blue, 1 light grey. Okay. Again, we need to swap up the blocks real quick. So for this next part, you'll need yellow stained clay and also white wool. So, starting from left to right again, we got 1 white wool, 1 yellow stained clay, 4 light blue, 1 yellow stained clay, 1 white wool. Next layer is quartz we will need. There you go. You'll need 1 white, 1 light blue, 4 quartz, 1 light blue, and 1 white. And then for this part, you'll need the black stained clay because that's the colour of the hair. You'll also need the red stained clay and the red wool. And again, let me just get the light blue wool back. There we go. So, the next layer is 1 black stained clay, 1 light blue, 4 quartz, 1 light blue, and 1 white wool. The next layer is 2 black stained clay, 4 quartz, 1 black stained clay, and also 1 light grey wool. Next layer is 2 black stained clay, 1 red wool, 2 red stained clay, 1 red wool, and 2 black stained clay. The next layer and final layer is 2 black stained clay, 4 white stained clay, and 2 black stained clay. And once you've done that, that is the body complete. So from that point there, this blue wool here, up to this point up here, that's a 12 by 8, and in total this whole area is a 24 tall by 8 wide area. And again, just to prove that to you, as I showed you before, the floor is Y5, this is Y29, so that's 24 blocks tall and 8 wide. And this is a good opportunity to pause. Just by looking at this, you could probably figure out how to do it. But again, me talking you through it is just to try and help. Okay, so moving on. We're going to start on the left arm. So for the left arm, let me get rid of all these blocks real quick. You'll need white stained clay. You'll also need your pink stained clay. And your red and red wool. Okay, so we're going to go from left to right. So the first layer is just 4 white stained clay. Second layer is 2 white, 1 pink, 1 white. The next 5 layers is just solid white. So that's 3, 4, 5. So right now it should be 7 tall, 4 wide. So the whole part where it's just skin is 7 by 4. This next section is 5 by 4, and this is like the sleeve of the jumper. So again, from left to right, we go 1 red wool, 1 pink stained clay, 1 red stained clay, 1 red wool. Next 3 layers is just solid red stained clay. And then the final layer goes 1 red wool, 2 red stained clay, 1 red wool. So that is what that looks like. It's 12 by 4 again, 7 tool of skin, and 5 tool of sleeve. Again, that is the skin area. So it's just solid white stained clay, apart from this one block here, which is pink. And then we got this area here, which is majority red stained clay, but there's a few details. So you'll be happy to know that the other arm is the exact same, just mirrored. So we're going to do that now, but I'll talk you guys through it nevertheless, just in case any of you need it. If you don't, like, skip ahead until I finish this and move on to the next part. Okay, so again, from left to right. First row is 4 white stained clay. Second row is 1 white, 1 pink, 2 white. Again, the next 5 rows are solid white. And then for the sleeve area, again, which is 5 by 4, we go 1 red wool, 1 red stained clay, 1 pink stained clay, 1 red wool. Next 3 layers is solid red stained clay. And then the final row is 1 red wool, 2 red stained clay, and 1 red wool. And that is what it should look like. So I'm going to get rid of my arm and do like a quick update. Show you guys what it should be looking like. Just again, in case you haven't got this far. So this is the legs, which is 12 by 8. The body, which is 12 by 8. And each arm, which is 12 by 4. Now again, some of you guys might be wondering why I keep on showing you and giving you guys opportunities to pause. It's still because I still get tons of people saying I go way too fast, and I do want to point out that the whole point in these tutorials is to not try and like do it at the same pace as me. The whole point is that you're meant to be pausing, building, or like repeating what I've done, and then moving on. That's how generally I'm trying to do it. Okay, so again, if you haven't got this looking like this so far, then don't move on. Go back, see where you've gone wrong, and if you have got something looking like this, then we shall continue and start making this 3D. Okay, so we're going to move around to the left side of the statue. We're going to start where this black stained clay is right here. We're going to extend it 2 back using brown stained clay and then 1 black stained clay. Next, what we're going to do is place 1 spruce plank, 2 oak planks, and again we're working from left to right. Next row is 3 spruce planks. Next 2 rows is 3 hardened clay. Next row is 3 light blue wool. Next 2 rows is 3 blue wool. This is what it should look like so far. It's 8 tool. Next row is 1 cyan, 2 blue, 3 cyan, 1 cyan, 2 blue, and then 3 blue. So that is a 12 by 4, and it's like basic structure of the browns down here for the shoes. And then you move up and you've got like the trouser leg, and you've got like this H of cyan. So it's pretty simple. The other side again is the exact same, so we're going to go replicate that now. So what we do again, next is black stained clay. We extend it 2 back using brown and 1 black. Next row is 2 oak, 1 spruce, 3 spruce, 2 layers of hardened clay, 1 layer of light blue wool, 2 layers of blue wool. Then we're going to build our H out of cyan. And then the rest is blue wool. And again, it should look like this. Again, a 12 by 4. Okay, so now what we're going to do is move on to making the arms 3D. So for this, again, you'll need your white stained clay. You'll need your red, pink, and red wool. That's pretty much it. And we're going to come around to the back of the statue. So, at the bottom of the hands here, where we got this white stained clay, what we're going to do is extend it backwards 1, 2, 3, all the way across on both arms. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There you go. And if you come below, you'll see that there is a 4x4 square on each one, and that's like the bottom of the hands. Okay, so what we're going to do is go around to the side of the left arm, because we're going to do that first. And simply the first 7 rows is just solid white stained clay. So we've already got the first one, so we just build up 6 more rows. And you'll know you've done it correctly because it will come in line with the white stained clay here. So if this isn't white stained clay, this block here is not white stained clay. It's as simple as that. Okay, so for this final section, again it's very simple. From left to right we go 1 red wool, 1 red stained clay, 1 pink stained clay. Next 3 rows is solid red stained clay. And then the final row is 1 red wool, 2 red stained clay, and then of course we got the 1 red wool which we've already placed. And yeah, that's really simple. It's a 12x4, and it's pretty much the exact same as the front, minus this pink stained clay here, because that makes no sense to be gripping the side and the front of your hand. So hopefully you get the concept. It's like she's gripping her hand in a circle. Okay, so moving around to the right side of the arm, again, the exact same. It's very easy, and very easy to pick up, should I say. So hopefully you guys are fine. The next 6 rows, because we placed the original one, is white stained clay. So this is just solid white stained clay. Again, we got 1 pink. So we got 1 red wool, 1 pink stained clay, 1 red stained clay, 1 red wool. 3 layers of red stained clay. And then the final layer being 2 red stained clay and 1 red wool. Again, a 12x4, just in case you didn't pick up on that yet. And with that, it means we can move on to the back of the statue. But again, before we do, you know what time it is again. It's the pause catch-up time. And I definitely suggest you don't move on unless you got something looking nearly quite as awesome as this. Again, this was designed by Lazar, so shout out to him. He's been helping me a lot with some of the stuff. And we're going to be working on a whole bunch of stuff, including the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, as well as Minecraft Story Mode, and some other really cool stuff, Star Wars, just to name a few. But yeah, anyways, let's move on to the back of the statue. So we're going to work on the back of the legs first. So for that, you'll need black stained clay, brown stained clay, spruce and oak wood, and we will need brown wool. I don't think I actually grabbed brown wool. That's my bad. You'll need 2 brown wool for this whole build, and you'll need hardened clay, light blue wool, and also cyan wool. We don't need the map anymore because we're all good with measurements. And yeah, that's what we're going to need. So moving around to the back of the legs, we've got this whole area here. We're just going to fill in the gaps. So starting on the left side, you go next to this black stained clay, we're going to place 2 brown stained clay, 2 black stained clay, 2 brown stained clay. Next row, we're going to place 2 oak planks, 2 spruce planks, 2 oak planks. Next row, we're going to place 2 black stained clay, 2 brown wool, 2 black stained clay. Next 2 rows is hardened clay. Next row is light blue wool. Next row is blue wool. So it should be looking like this so far. Next row is 2 light blue, 2 blue, 2 light blue. Next row is 2 light blue, 2 cyan, 2 light blue. Same with the next row, 2 light blue, 2 cyan, 2 light blue. And then the next row is 6 cyan. Final row for the legs is 6 blue, and it should link up perfectly like so. And once you've done that, you've got a 12x8 rectangle, which is looking like this. Again, if you want to pause, this is your opportunity to do so, and we can move on to the back of the body. Okay, so let me clear this, and we'll start grabbing the blocks you'll need for the back of the body. So you'll need cyan blue, light blue, you also need light grey, white wool, quartz, and yeah, that's all you'll need for this section. So, on top of this blue wool here, on the left, we're going to place 1 cyan, and we're going to do the exact same on this side. Now, as you can see, they should link with the bottom of the hands perfectly. If not, something's gone wrong. Go back, see what that is. But yeah, in this case, as you can see, they've linked perfectly, so that's great. And in this gap in the middle, which should be 6, you just place 6 light blue. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to build up 11 using light blue, and that will take you all the way up to the top on either side, like so. And that basically marks out the sections we're going to be doing. So on this side, we've got like this little side section. Same with this side. In the center, we got the center section, and then we got the part that links with the arms. So we're going to do the outer sections first, and then move into the center section. So on the left side, we build up 3 using blue on top of the cyan. On top of that, we're going to place 1 light blue, 1 light grey, 3 white wool, and 3 light grey. And if you've done that correctly, it will come in line with the light blue wool right there. And the other side is the exact same. So on top of that cyan, we place 3 blue, 1 light blue, 1 light grey, 3 white wool, 3 light grey. And again, it will link up to the top perfectly like so. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the gaps here for the back of the arms, and then we got the centre gap. That's what we're going to work on now. So the first row, or in fact second row, because this is technically the first row here. Second row is 4 light blue. Next row is 4 blue, 4 cyan, 1 cyan, 2 blue, 1 cyan, 4 blue, 4 blue, 1 blue, 2 cyan, 1 blue. Again, I'm just backing up in case you guys think I'm going too fast. You can pause. And then the next 4 rows is quartz. So 4 rows of 4 quartz. And again, that will take you up to the top. And if you've done it correctly, it should be looking something like this. Now, the top row isn't really necessary because you won't actually be able to see it when we build the hair. But just for this, you can either build it quartz or you can build it whatever you want. I think for consistency wise, it looks better as quartz though. Okay, so that is the back of the statue. Let me get rid of my arm. There you go. So again, from that cyan at the bottom left of the screen to that light grey is 12 by 8. And from that top left blue to the bottom right black stained clay is also 12 by 8. So one thing we're missing before we can move on to head is the back of the arms. Again, very, very simple. So for this, you'll just need, again, the white stained clay, pink stained clay, red stained clay, and red wool. And for the first 7 layers, again, it's just white stained clay. And then for the top part where the sleeve is, it's 1 red stained clay, 1 pink, and 1 red wool. 3 layers of red stained clay. And then the final layer goes 2 red stained clay, 1 red wool. Okay, and what you can do if you want to is in this block here. So if you go to the left side, up 1, and to the third block, you can punch it out and place a pink stained clay if you want to keep with the gripping theme. But personally, again, I think it looks better if you just keep one at the front, and it just looks cleaner, I guess. So the other arm, again, the exact same. You probably will be able to predict how to do it. It's just 7 rows of white stained clay. Then we got from left to right, 1 red wool, 1 pink stained clay, 1 red stained clay, 3 rows of red stained clay, and then 1 red wool, 2 red stained clay, 1 red wool. And once you have done that, that is complete. That is the back of the statue complete. And all you need to do before we move on is do the shoulders. So what we're going to do is just fill these in with red stained clay. And then this part you can fill in with whatever. I'm just going to use black stained clay to mix with the hair. But again, it's not important what you use. And then for this section here, you also use red stained clay. Now, one thing you need to do, you need white wool. On the left side, to make sure you're at the front, left side, we come to this red wool here. We go up diagonal to this red stained clay, punch it out and replace it with white wool. We do the exact same on this side, go to the right side, this red wool here, up diagonal to the left and place 1 white wool. And that's just to add a little bit of detail and to make it more realistic to the actual skin. But okay, that is the body complete. So what I'm going to do is do one last spin around, then we're going to pause the video. I'll make sure everything's going all right in terms of audio, in terms of video, in terms of everything technical, and then we'll move on to the head. The head is slightly difficult, I'm not going to lie, I'm just giving you like the advance warning. The head itself isn't, but the hair effects is crazy. It's a crazy, crazy hairstyle, and makes it slightly more interesting to describe. So we'll have to see how it goes. Okay, so again, pause when you need to do so, and that is about it. So, I'm going to pause the video again, and I will see you in a second. Okay guys, so I've checked everything, and the audio and the video is going fine, which is great. And now we can move on to the head. So, for the head, you'll need the following materials. You'll need white stained clay, red stained clay, lime, green, quartz, and also black stained clay. Now later on you will need yellow and gold, but we're not going to worry about that for now. Okay, so what we're going to do is go to the front side of the statue. Of course, we're at the front. And on this left side here, where the black stained clay is, it will be the 5th block from the left. You place 1 white stained clay, bring it 2 forwards. You do the same on this side. Far right side, this black stained clay here, place 1 white, bring it 2 forwards. And if you've done it correctly, there'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gap in the middle. You link both sides up, and that makes an 8x2 overhang. Next, what we're going to do is extend it 5 backwards, behind, on both sides. And again, that will give you a 2 overhang if you've done it correctly. Join it together, and there'll be a 6 block gap. And again, that gives you another 8x2 overhang, and in total gives you an 8x8 square. As you can see, it's 8 wide, 8 tall. So, that gives you the front side, left side, back side, and right side. So we're going to come to the front side, the face. The first row we've already got is white stained clay. A second row, we place 3 white stained clay, 3 red stained clay, 2 white. Next row, we place 8 white stained clay. But on the 4th and 5th block, these 2 blocks here, we're going to place 2 white stained clay poking out like so, and that kind of represents a nose. If you want to make it stand out a tiny bit more, like what we did with the other statue, you can make it a different colour, but personally I think it looks better as white stained clay. Again, that's on the 4th and 5th block, you place 2 white stained clay sticking out, and that represents the nose. Next, we place 1 white stained clay, 1 quartz, 1 lime. We got 2 white stained clay, 1 lime, 1 quartz, 1 white. Now the next row is the exact same, but instead of lime we place green. So white, quartz, green, white, white, green, quartz, white. Okay, so as you can see, we've got like the 2 tones in the eye colour to give it a bit more detail. Next row goes 1 white, 2 black stained clay, 2 white, 2 black stained clay, 1 white. Next row is 8 white, and then the final row is 8 black stained clay. Now, if you do it correctly, it should be an 8x8 square and should look like this. Again, it looks really, really weird at the moment, and you'll see how it comes together in a second. It looks nothing like Jessie, or female Jessie at the moment, but you'll see when we start adding the 3D effects. Now, what I said about the hair is true. It is very, very complicated, and I'll try and explain it as best as I can. But for now, we're going to leave the front side of the hair, and we're going to move on to the sides. Okay, so for the sides, what we're going to do is just fill this in solid with white stained clay, except from the top layer, which we're going to place black stained clay. So we just build up 6, so essentially we're building a 7x8, 7 tall, 8 wide area of white stained clay, and then the top layer is simply just 1 black stained clay, and we're going to do the exact same for the other side. Now again, you might be questioning why we're doing this. It's because the hair on this is also 3D on the sides, as well as the front, as well as the back. Now it's very different to normal statues, but again, the characters in Minecraft Story Mode aren't 2 normal character dimensions, so we have to kind of adjust our style a bit. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to the left side. We're going to start off by placing 1 black stained clay right on top of this red wall here. We're then going to extend 1, 2 to the left and 1, 2 to the right. So that's a 5 long line. We're then going to go up diagonal to right, up diagonal again, up 1, up diagonal again, and outwards 1. We're then going to go up 1, 2, 3, go all the way across, and then down. And it links up like so. So essentially, this is all 3D on top of the outer, or on top of the side of the head. This is an outer layer. So again, just to clarify, that's 5. This side's 8. This side's 8. In fact, this line here is 9. That's my bad, I can't count. And 4. Then we've got the down diagonal section like so. So what we're going to do is fill this all in using black stained clay. And it's going to make the head look really bulky, but when you start adding the details on the top and on the sides and on the front, it makes it look really, really awesome. Okay, so that's what it should look like so far. Again, at the front, it looks really weird. From the side, not so weird. If you want to, feel free to pause. And yeah, again, the hair overhangs the front 1. And that's something you definitely want to make sure you do, because otherwise the front's going to look really weird when you link everything together. Okay, so moving around to the right side, we're going to do pretty much the exact same thing. So we start on the end block here. We're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go up diagonal to left, up diagonal, up 1, up diagonal to side 1, and then up 1, 2, 3. We're then going to build 8 to the right, and then go down and link back together. So again, just to clarify, we've got 5 blocks here, up diagonal twice, up 1, up diagonal to side, up 3, to the right 8, and then down and link together. Again, we then fill this all in, like so. There we go. And it will look like this. Now, one thing we do need to add for this side, which is slightly different to the other side, right here on the right side, we place 2 blocks underneath like so, and that kind of overhangs onto the shoulder, and you'll see why we've done that in a bit. But for now, that's what the right side should look like, and now we can start working on the back. So, the back of the head, this is where things are slightly different. It isn't actually 3D on the back side. This whole part here we're just going to punch out and replace with brown stained clay. Like so. This layer here, this first layer, you can leave white stained clay because it kind of represents the neck. But this layer here we're going to replace with brown stained clay. Okay, so essentially what we're going to do is just fill this whole section in here using brown stained clay, linking it all together. And that will give you a 10 wide by 8 tall section, because we've got 1 block overhanging either side. And it will look like this, as you can see. Now, we've got 1 block that's below on this side. Now, that's intentional. What we're going to do is we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. So, essentially, it's all the row, apart from this one at the end. We're then, underneath that, going to leave 1 block on the right, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it gives you, like, this effect that the hair's going down the back of the body, which is really, really nice. And what we're going to do is just double it up. So here we're just going to place it behind, and as I said, that quartz layer gets covered up, so it's not too important. And there you go. Alternatively, you can leave this open so it's like an overhang, but I think it looks a lot better if you don't. Maybe not this bottom row. This bottom row does look kind of cool if you leave it as just a single row, but this main part here, not so much. So again, just to clarify, the main hair line like ends at this row here. This 2 rows at the bottom are just extensions. This one is 9 long and this one is 5 long. Okay, so that's what the back of the head looks like. Again, really, really complicated in terms of different to normal dimensions, but in terms of actual practicality, it's not that difficult. Okay, so for the top of the head, we're just going to fill this in real quick with black stained clay, and then we'll get to adding the 3D effects after. We're going to focus on the front now, because we can actually start working on it. There we go. So, coming around to the front, as you can see, we've got these sections at either side. Now, I was reluctant to do these earlier, because you didn't have these sections that kind of pointed out where everything started and made your life a hell of a lot harder. But now we have it, so let's get onto it. So, on the left side, we have this section here. Next to that, we're going to build a row of 4 black stained clay. And next to that, at the top, we're going to place 2 to like cap it off and curl back onto the main headline. For the right side, we're going to build 4. And then here, we're going to build a 3x2. So we extend it 1, 2, 3 to left, and then on this second row as well. And that's like the front hairline. One detail we are going to do from here on the third block in, the middle block, we're going to punch that one out, replace it with yellow stained clay, and on top of that place 1 block of gold. Now, that looks really, really awesome, I think, in my opinion, but it looks a bit flat at the top. So this is where we move on to adding the 3D effects at the top. So what we do next to this block of gold here, we place 1 black stained clay, extend 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, up diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4 upwards, up diagonal to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, or to the right, sorry, I can't do my left and right, and then link back like so. So essentially, each dimension, this is 5, 5, 5, 7. And then we just fill this middle part in here using the black stained clay. Again, apologies for getting my left and right wrong, that's so embarrassing. And once you've done that, if I can place it properly, there we go, it will look something like this. So, when you come back to the front again, you get something that looks like this, and it looks a hell of a lot nicer. So, with that said, that is it. You have built your female Jessie statue. So, I'm going to get rid of my arm real quick and show you a little peek around at what it looks like. There you go. And I'll focus on the head because I know the hair is very, very complicated, and some of you might have been a tad thrown off by the hair. Okay, so starting with the front. Again, the main structure is 8x8x8, but the hair is 3D. So this is the front side. We've got the left side, the right side, the back side, which has got the little overhang at the bottom, and then we got the top side. And again, if you do have any issues with the hair or with the head in general, because I know it's by far the most complicated part, then definitely tweet me at GummyBearGames on Twitter, and I'll give you some personalised support, or as much as I possibly can, into trying to get you up to this point. Or alternatively, just leave a comment down below saying that you're struggling with the hair, and I'll try and help you out of it. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. Again, hopefully you have something looking like this, and if you did enjoy, definitely consider leaving a like or subscribing down below if you haven't already. Again, check out the male Jesse statue that I did a week or two ago. And yeah, apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I've been Tom or Gummy, and goodbye.
Pull my heart out of my chest, train my mind so I forget. Sink your teeth into my bones, dig me out, then fill the hole. Tear me apart.